Before I get started, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard that fat is actually good for you? And your first reaction was, no way? Because for the last 50 years, we've been told the exact opposite. And the ketogenic diet flipped that idea completely on its head, but, and this is the key, but keto can either heal you or destroy your heart. And it all comes down to one thing that almost nobody talks about. Stay with me until the end because I'm also going to share research that literally shook the cardiology world in the last few months. So what exactly is the ketogenic diet? It's a way of eating where you dramatically cut carbohydrates, usually to less than 50 grams a day, and replace them with fat. Your body, starved of glucose as its main fuel source, switches to an alternative energy system. It starts producing ketone bodies from fat. That metabolic state is called ketosis. This is not starvation. Think of it like switching engines from gasoline to diesel. The results? Rapid weight loss, stabilized blood sugar, reduced inflammation, sharper focus. Sounds great. And a lot of the time, it genuinely is. But this is exactly where the problem starts. The thing that makes keto either a longevity tool or a ticking time bomb for your cardiovascular system. Let's talk about how people do keto wrong. And honestly, this is what the majority of people do when they first start. You jump into keto, you hear eat fat, and you start loading up on butter on everything, heavy whipping cream, a pound of cheese a week, bacon fried in lard, processed sausage, fatty red meat 3 times a day. 0 vegetables, because carbs. And technically, you're in ketosis. Congratulations. You just built a diet that could drive you straight toward atherosclerosis. Why? Because all those foods are packed with saturated fatty acids. And saturated fat, and this isn't controversial, this is mainstream science, raises LDL, your so-called bad cholesterol. More specifically, it increases the number of small, dense LDL particles that are especially prone to oxidation and getting embedded in your artery walls. A meta-analysis published in 2024 in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which analyzed 27 randomized clinical trials involving nearly 1,300 people, found that the ketogenic diet significantly raises total cholesterol and LDL levels. More saturated fat, higher LDL, higher risk of arterial plaque. That's a cause and effect chain that works regardless of whether you're on keto or not. A review published in the March 2024 issue of Current Problems in Cardiology put it bluntly. The ketogenic diet does not meet the criteria for a healthy diet and may be dangerous for people with heart disease. Strong words from the cardiology community. But that's not the end of the story. That's barely the halfway point. Because keto built on healthy fats is a completely different animal. And this is the part that most keto videos just never get into. When instead of butter and bacon, you choose extra virgin olive oil, avocado, nuts, walnuts, macadamia, almonds, fatty fish like salmon, sardines and mackerel, plus chia seeds and flaxseed, your lipid profile looks radically different. Monounsaturated fats, like the oleic acid in olive oil, and polyunsaturated omega-3 fatty acids from fish. These fats don't aggressively spike LDL. Instead, they actively raise HDL, your good cholesterol, and lower triglycerides. Triglycerides are one of the strongest independent predictors of cardiovascular disease, and lowering triglycerides is actually one of the best documented effects of the ketogenic diet, even when done just averagely. Well-executed keto with healthy fats is, in practice, something close to the Mediterranean diet with carbohydrates removed. The best of both worlds. Now the benefits. Because done right, keto has a lot of them. Fat loss, fast especially in the first few weeks, mostly from visceral fat, which is the most dangerous kind, the fat wrapped around your internal organs. Blood sugar stabilization. Keto is one of the most effective dietary tools for managing type 2 diabetes and prediabetes. Triglyceride reduction, documented over and over. Improve cognitive function. The brain runs beautifully on ketones, especially in people with insulin resistance. Reduced inflammation, ketones, particularly beta-hydroxybutyrate, have genuine anti-inflammatory properties. And finally, epilepsy treatment. That's actually keto's original use, applied for over 100 years with documented effectiveness. Now the downsides, because an honest longevity channel can't gloss over them. Short-term effects. The so-called keto flu in the first few days. Fatigue, headaches, irritability. It's temporary, but it's real. Risk of nutrient deficiencies. Keto cuts out whole food groups that are rich in magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, and fiber. Without proper planning, you can end up deficient. Difficulty sticking with it. Research shows long-term adherence to keto is genuinely hard. Most people go back to their old eating habits within a few months, and the rebound weight gain after keto can be significant. And finally, keto is not for everyone. People with kidney disease, pancreatic conditions, or familial lipid disorders should approach keto with extreme caution and only under medical supervision. So here's the bottom line. Keto is not a good diet or a bad diet. Keto is a tool. And like any tool, you can build something incredible with it, or you can cut yourself. Keto on cream, butter, and processed meat is a straightforward path to elevated LDL, potentially atherosclerosis, and heart disease. Keto on olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish is something that can genuinely transform your metabolism, protect your heart, and add healthy years to your life. The difference between those two versions isn't in the macros. It's in the quality of the fat you choose. If you want to know more about how to specifically test your lipid profile and interpret your results on keto, drop it in the comments. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who just started keto on nothing but butter and cream. You could literally help them. And subscribe to Hidden Longevity, because this is where we talk about the stuff your primary care doctor just doesn't have time to tell you. See you in the next one. And if you enjoyed this, leave a subscription. It means the world.